Welcome to this new Flight Simulator update movie. In this movie we're gonna fly over the city of Utrecht, which has received a photogrammetry update, which means the big maps is being used for the buildings and the city itself, which should make the buildings more realistic. And as you can see, it looks really nice. There is still some work to do, especially when you look to the bridges. There are some weird things being shown there, so I will show that in a few minutes. And also sometimes the trees are looking a little bit weird. Can I increase the RPM a bit? So let's fly to the city center. So here's the central station, including some large office buildings. And those are really looking, I would say, nice. But if I would keep an eye on it, as I'm currently doing, you will see that there are sometimes some, let's say, weird things being shown, right? So this one is, I would say, pretty okay-ish. I need to watch out that we're not flying against this one. It's from a large bank. So let's make some other turns. Trying to find the trees which I mentioned, right? So this looks cool, right? If as long as you stay, I would say, on a, let's say, a nice altitude and don't come too close, it looks, I would say, realistic. In some cases, if you come too close, you will see that it's, let's say, it's not as, I would say, you would have in other updates, like the world updates, where the quality of some of the buildings is really high. So we're coming close to the soccer stadium, which is here. As you can see. And here you can also see the bow from the soccer stadium is, let's say, it's not completely, I would say, it looks like it's missing some critical parts. If I were the architect of the building, I would be, I would say, would scratch my head and would think, okay, that's probably not how it should look like. But so let's make a turn and then go back to the, let's say, to the city bit. And it looks like that they did all the, let's say, small, or the surroundings of the city itself. They also updated that. I did fly around a bit here, and there's a nice castle which we will probably also visit in this video, which also received an update. Here's what they call the Dom, but it's currently under construction, as you can see. So it's completely packaged. Then let's pay attention to flying. So we can go outside. And then you can see some other of the buildings. Flying is a little bit more difficult using this way, but we can do it. Maybe for sound purposes. Oh, wrong button. For sound purposes we should stay in the aircraft. And I'm going to show you the bridges, right? So which are sometimes looking weird, and also trying to spot the trees. Well, the trees now look pretty normal. I was flying here earlier and then they looked, I would say, kind of weird. And here you can see the bridges. And here you can see what I mean, right? So some of the building, it looks like that it's hard for them to figure out, okay, how the bridge looks like. Because if you look at these buildings are looking, I would say, pretty nice, although this piece is a little bit weird. But other than that, those buildings are looking nice compared to, I would say, default scenery, right? Because it looks pretty realistic. So this piece. So let's make some other turns. While flying over the city. You can also count the solar panels at the people's roof. I still think it's very cool, to be honest. But I'm still trying to figure out, okay, what are the rest of the items they updated, right? So it looks pretty realistic. It looks also a little bit bumpy sometimes, right? It sometimes say it's not fluent, and this is played on an Xbox Series X, which is enough power to do this normally. But it looks like that. Say sometimes it's a bit bumpy, not sure what it is, or if it's the internet connection, because you can see also in the right corner it sometimes is loading, sometimes loading a little bit longer, so it's probably pulling a lot of data. Making another round, and then we're gonna say fly to the castle which I mentioned, because that one is also being updated. So here are some. Here's the building again, which we just discussed, right? Gonna use the fly in this direction. I need to go a little more to the left and right. So you can really see that the flight simulator, let's say it's a little bit bumpy on the Xbox, which wasn't there in the past. Most cases it was bumpy on the PC, but not on the Xbox. So performance-wise, it looks like that there is something changed, and not in a positive way. So let's see if we can find the castle. We need to first find the highway. At least, I think we're going into the correct direction. Let me double check. Yeah, we need to go far more to the right. You can also see that they would say that they did something with these buildings here, right? So it looks like that they did, I'd say, work on most part of the city and its surroundings. I need to figure out where I am. I'm going into the correct way now. Here you can see it gets different, right? These are looking more like the default buildings, although not completely. So it looks like this is also included in the Photogrammetry update. bit. It was not the castle yet. The castle was a little bit further down the road. We'll pop up from the from out of the trees soonish. Yeah, there it is. Need to watch out, right, that we're not decreasing too much. Here it is. So they also included the castle based on the big maps data. So do I like it? The photogrammetry? Yes, I think so, but you can see that Flight Simulator has not become a lot faster by this, so it looks like that they have given away some performance for some reason. Because Flight Simulator was working pretty well on the Xbox prior to Sim Update number 7. So that could be a challenge. Maybe it has something to do also with DirectX, but I'm not sure, because they also made some changes to DirectX, right? Some DirectX changes. DirectX 12 is now also supported in beta on the PC itself. Also controls like the trim is working very aggressively to climb the aircraft continuously. But yeah, say maybe it's just me, but I'd say I'm happy with the update, but there are also some things which I would have hoped that would not have been returned, like the bumpiness. So here we end our trip. So we did look at the city of Utrecht using Flight Simulator 2020 after the photogrammetry update of Sim Update number 7, where the city was completely being revamped. There is still some work to do, as I already explained multiple times, but it's a good upgrade compared to the default scenery. Here ends this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box below. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.